Is James Moriarty, criminal mastermind and eminent mathematics professor, afraid of a tiny mouse? It appeared so. Maury buried his face in my neck. It had little scratchy legs, he whispered into my hair. Don't be so dramatic. Where'd it go? Heathcliff wrenched Grimalkin and Quoth apart. Into the sacks. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. It's just a wee mouse. I wiped a strand of hair out of Maury's face. His lower lip quivered, and it was totally adorable. Judging by the row of tiny trophies along the perch over the door, Quoth and Grimalkin will make short work of it sooner or later. That was no mere mouse, Heathcliff growled. He is the White Fury, the mouse of the Baskervilles, the demon mouse of Butcher Street. Now who's being dramatic? Didn't you read the paper? Maury slumped onto the front step, folding his hands over his long legs. This little fellow has been doing the rounds of all the shops in town, chewing his way through power cords and ductwork, terrifying customers, creating health code violations. It looks like the blighter has decided to take up residence in our shop. I don't like this. I don't deal well with vermin. A mouse made the headlines in the Argleton Gazette? 4 years in New York City had made me forget the insanity that was village life. Not just the headlines. Front page. Maury winced as he pulled himself to his feet and dusted off his trousers. These trousers are contaminated now. I'll have to throw them away. And they cost £400. You have £400 to spend on trousers? I don't think I'd ever had £400 in my life. Forget his bloody trousers. Look what you've done to my shop. Heathcliff folded his arms and glared at the ladder, which had smashed a wooden panel and left a long scratch along the balustrade. It wasn't me, Maury protested. It was the mouse. Meow, howled Grimalkin. My temples throbbed. Just another day in Nevermore Bookshop. The shop bell tinkled. Heathcliff frowned as the sound of clomping orthopaedic shoes signalled the arrival of an elderly customer. These were his least favourite types of customers, after children and millennials and everyone else. Heathcliff was the only shop owner I knew who wished customers would just leave him alone. We'd been getting a steady stream through the doors ever since I started working at Nevermore Bookshop, but I blame that on the recent murder in the sociology section. Even though the police solved that crime over a month ago, with a little help from Heathcliff, Maury, Quoth and myself, the villagers still made a beeline for the upstairs room where it had taken place. Believe it or not, a murder during my first week on the job had so far been the least of my problems. It turns out the murder victim was my ex-best friend, Ashley, and since I'd been one of the people to find the body, the police were convinced I'd done it. Luckily, we'd managed to clear my name and got a dangerous killer locked behind bars. It also turns out that my new boss and his 2 flatmates are actually the fictional characters Heathcliff, James Moriarty, and Poe's Raven Quoth. And the bookshop I'd loved ever since I was a kid was no ordinary bookshop. It was plagued by some kind of curse, had a hidden occult book collection, and had a room that moved forward and backward in time. And then, because my life wasn't already crazy enough, I sort of slept with Maury. Well, there wasn't much sleeping happening. He'd taken me hard against one of the hallway bookshelves. My cheeks reddened just thinking about it. Ever since then, we'd been doing it everywhere we could. In the storage room, on his perfectly made bed, on Heathcliff's chair in the living room. My body tingled just thinking about Maury's hands sliding over my skin. My life may be insane, but it had never been more perfect. Except